In this video, we are taking up the 10 most useless degrees in 2022, and what to do. If you're graduating from high school this year and planning to attend college, this time of the year must come extremely stressful to you. Moreover, if you're struggling with picking the degree that will pave your career path in the future, then you must be too stressed out. There are many degrees for you to choose from, but not all of them offer the same perspective in reality, as opposed to how they're advertised by many distinguished educators and other professionals. Choosing the right degree to go after is nowhere near easy. If anything, it's extremely stressful and unpredictable, because demands are changing, and with that, one degree may seem more prospective than others. The good news is that even if you have a degree that is currently considered useless, there are many alternative courses that you can attend, and get a specialization within a few months, including the boot camps and workshops. The bad news is that there are still employers that value the college diploma more than additional extensions to your degree and will look at that as the primary factor when employing you. That's why we decided to look at different degrees and what perspective and future they offer to students who enroll in them. We also took the time to list what are currently considered to be the most useless degrees, and what can you do to improve your expertise and degree, and look for more promising job positions in the future. Remember, no degree is useless in its entirety, but there are different trends and demand changes for a great variety of careers. There was once a time when having any sort of degree would set you apart from the crowd, highlighting your intellectual prowess, and opening up a veritable sweet shop of potential employment opportunities. But with times changing and the graduate market becoming hugely saturated, school leavers are under increasing pressure to make the right subject choices. After all, with a lifetime's worth of debt to repay, nobody wants to graduate without a prospective return on their investment. Therefore, it's important to avoid useless degrees, a list, of course, that will likely be very subjective. For example, many people would deem golf management to be a ridiculous option, but if you want to manage golf resorts for a living, then it's an absolute requisite. Instead, this list focuses more on courses where subsequent employment and salary rates are suboptimal, or where a degree is not likely to distinguish you from non-graduates. Here are the 10 degrees that are currently deemed useless by different financial analysts, and other people who do thorough market research for different career paths. Keep in mind that you should always pursue your dreams, and find a job that you will love doing. However, there are a plethora of career opportunities that are possible with different careers, and you should be able to build a degree that will allow you to focus on multiple fields. That said, this focused on different financial and job search data that allowed us to list these degrees. Number 1. Advertising. You may probably think that advertising is far from dead, and it's still widely used. While that's true, it's used through other channels, like social media, websites, and online ads. Back in the 20th century, billboards and displays were the things. Advertisements were given away as flyers and coupons. Today, that's all online. More importantly, thanks to the online analytics we're given insight into, the consumers can influence the marketing and advertising trends, so advertising is focused purely on what consumers want. You may probably notice billboards and displays featuring long-expired advertisements now and then. That's because companies rent different channels to spread their voice and products. That doesn't necessarily mean that the advertising is dead, but it may need a new approach. What to do? If you're already pursuing the advertising degree, you may just need a little newer approach, like focusing on social media, search engine optimization or SEO, and other disciplines. Usually, expertise for these disciplines is available online free of charge, while some courses are not too expensive and lengthy to complete. Keep in mind that these disciplines also need you to constantly keep up with the trends and new technology that's emerging. Note, we highly recommend Facebook ads and Google ads if you're in this major. Number 2. Anthropology and Archaeology. The first thing that pops up on many people's minds when they hear the words anthropology or archaeology are the popular characters from books and games, Indiana Jones and Lara Croft, the Tomb Raider. However, the path of an archaeologist is much more narrow and depends on luck in a great matter. Nonetheless, Both fields are interesting to pursue, but they're nowhere near easy. Moreover, it requires a lot of luck for one to get a good career opportunity. That may be enough to make these two some of the most useless career paths at the moment, although with a bit of luck, it doesn't have to be that way. What to do? Maybe there are good options for archaeologists like entrepreneurship, an archaeology blog, or a YouTube channel. However, for the most reliable and well-secured career option, it'd be necessary to pursue a master's degree and then PhD. Researchers have significantly more luck than undergraduate archaeologists. Still, the career options in this field remain limited. Number 3. Fashion design. The competition between distinguished fashion designers has skyrocketed, especially because we've designed so many clothing pieces it's becoming nearly impossible to come out with a new idea. Let's face it, the same designs and color trends are repeating every 10 years, and usually, there are not many job ads for fashion designers. Starting your brand is another story, but still tasking because you need strong assets and resources. What to do? If you're persistent to join a fashion design career, you need to work a lot in your portfolio. Start a fashion blog, learn to sew, and come up with designs for dolls. You can also pursue a fine arts major or even graphic design. Lastly, build connections with important people, and pitch your ideas in. Note, we highly recommend Etsy if you're in this major. Number 4. Tourism and hospitality. Let's face it, the travel niche is one of the most popular ones. Even after a temporary decline in traveling, airline companies and travel agencies bathe in money once people start traveling again. That creates a whole lot of lucrative careers for the tourism and hospitality graduates. The field is becoming more unstable and doesn't serve as a reliable source of income. What to do? You can pursue a degree in management, business, or marketing, and then focus on specializing yourself in the travel sector and tourism. This gives you more room for improvement and also allows you to work on more serious gigs. Number 5. Communications. Communications is a broad field and not all of them are considered useless, at least not in their entirety. Nevertheless, most of the skills required to get a good communications gig can be found in a great variety of more popular degree paths, as well as small specialization courses. Traditional job positions like PR manager, journalist, or reporter don't even require a university degree anymore, especially in the wake of remote workers and ever-growing social media that many use to show off their assets. What to do? Think about other things that interest you, but combine a variety of other skills that you'd be interested to learn. Communication skills are widely available, but the degree is too expensive to get. Work on your social media presence, start a YouTube vlogging channel, or even kickstart your podcasting business. Number 6. Education. Education is a huge go-to career for many people, but it's rapidly declining because nowadays, anyone can become a teacher, even with a different type of degree. What's worse is that many teachers are underrated, and unless they work at private facilities, their earnings are pretty low. There are a lot of alternatives you can do with the education degree, but it's the fact that the job opportunities are declining, and the number of unemployed teachers is growing. What to do? There are several things that you can do. You can start your own education business, and teach only skills that you think are necessary. You can charge workshops and consultations and provide value to your students. You could focus on your social media presence, and with that in mind, you should do a social media management course. Note, online education is the future. Sites like Coursera, Udemy and edX did a good job. Number 7. Criminal justice. Criminal justice inspires a lot of children to become superheroes by solving cases as detectives and policemen. But law enforcement is not what it used to be in the past. Moreover, it's underpaid. A lot of police and law enforcement facilities no longer demand a degree from the emerging officers. With that in mind, the education in criminal justice is too expensive to be sorted next to someone with a high school degree. What to do? You can get into a more prospective educational plan like political sciences or going into a law school. You can always become a detective if you will want to. Number 8. Creative writing. Since when is a degree from creative writing a measure for your creativity? A good asset to make educational institutions earn money, or provide a degree for creative writing students, it doesn't matter. You don't need a degree in creative writing to become a screenplay writer or a nonfiction writer. Today, anyone is free to be innovative or creative, and a degree will only slow you down from having a broader spectrum of career opportunities. What to do? The internet and social media allow creative souls to express themselves through a variety of assets. One of them is a blog, where you can get your thoughts across. If you still want to get a college degree, you could pursue majors like business, literature, marketing, and others. Number 9. Theater arts. Many successful actors will tell you that formal education from theater arts is of utmost importance if you want to pave your path to success and be hired on any role you desire. But, the theater arts are not only saturated, it's extremely difficult to enroll. With strong influence, a lot of actors use their position to sneak their children into the performing arts. Not to mention bribing and pulled strings to get into a role. What to do? There are many alternatives to the theater arts, and a small bit of them is to build your online presence on social media or YouTube. Many companies discover hidden talents on social media, which allows them to build their career from scratch. There's no academic alternative to theater arts, but the good news is that you can study some other field that interests you while building your online presence. Number 10. Computer science. Computer science is one of the most prospective STEM disciplines, but it's becoming oversaturated. More importantly, computer science has a lot of subfields that cater to the attention of students. It's a degree that can be stressful and exhausting to take, with fewer job opportunities that will match your interest. More importantly, a lot of textbooks that cover computer science are outdated as soon as they are published, and courses need careful attention from the side of the educator. What to do? Computer science can be applied in nearly every field. If there's some other STEM discipline that interests you, such as mechanical engineering, electro-engineering, or mathematics, there are a lot of free courses online that allow students to learn new skills in the computer science field. Final thoughts. Although the unemployment rates and graduate salaries for these degrees are among the worst, it doesn't necessarily mean that you should be put off by them. As in all walks of life, your motivation, experience, and aptitude will always be of more interest to employers than a piece of paper. While STEM subjects may be more in demand, not everyone wants to be an engineer, doctor, or scientist. And that's fine, just make sure you're seriously aware of the implications of your major before you start. Thank you for watching. Let me know your opinions in the comment box below.